Yeah, he's been awesome. It's funny, we both live in Minnesota in the summertime together, and we've crossed paths a few times, but never really had a chance to get to know each other. So it's been fun to get a chance to know him off the ice, and obviously he's playing really well for us. So huge part of the locker room, huge part of our team, and yeah, it's been awesome.
When you're out there on the ice with Josh Anderson as a team, what do you guys have to be aware of when you look ahead to the rematch tomorrow night?
Well, obviously he's a big body that can skate with a ton of skill. He plays, he plays mean. He finishes his checks. So yeah, he's a very effective player. So they have a lot of guys that are really effective. So we have to more so worry about what we do, kind of our game plan, and go from there.
I think, I always want to improve. I'm not really happy ever with my game, but I think the aspect is spending more time in the ozone. I think we haven't, as a line, been able to get in there as much. And, obviously I want to shoot the puck a lot more. I haven't been getting pucks to the net as I have been before. So that's something that I want to improve on a lot.
Next up, we'll go to Mark Masters, TSN. Go ahead, Mark.
Well, William, I want to know what you think about your buddy Justin Holl looking you off before he scored on Price the other night.
Wow, it was unbelievable. He can do that every time if he uncorks his 1-2 like that.
What stands out to you about the way he's playing this season, the confidence he's bringing?
No, he's been unbelievable. He's had a long journey to get here, and it's hard work has paid off. So it's fun to see that he's playing so well.
I think our whole team feels it. You can just trust him on the ice against anyone. He's done a great job against anyone he's played against. His speed and his stick have been, I'd say, one of the best on our team. So he's done a big part for our back end. On the kill, he's been huge too. He's not afraid to block some big shots. So he's had a hell of a start of the season, and he's a big part of this team and for our winning.
When you look at the rematch against Montreal tomorrow night, what do you guys have to be aware of when Josh Anderson is on the ice?
Just his speed. He's a big guy, and he uses his speed and he uses his physicality really well. So you just got to try and take away his speed. On the forecheck, you just got to try and cut him off without getting any penalties and just kind of slow him down so he's not coming in full speed and making it hard on our D. So at the same time, we got to make sure we try and keep them hemmed in their zone as much as we can. So when they're breaking out, they're not at full gas, and hopefully they're tripping out with only one or two guys forechecking other than their full line.
Yeah, I think he's always used his body well. But I think, especially in the D zone, I think he's pushing guys off the puck more and creating more space to close quickly and then transition the offense fast. And then on the forecheck, he's definitely using his body, and hits are a weird stat, but you got to be physical in order to get them. So he's definitely giving himself an opportunity to get more.
Thank you.
Next up, we'll go to Mark Masters, TSN. Go ahead, Mark.
Zach, after that game the other night, Justin was telling us he looked off William before his goal there on Carey Price. What stands out to you about the confidence he's playing with this season?
Yeah, no, he's just being himself. I think he's a pretty easygoing guy, pretty laid back guy. But he's a great player. He's fast. He's using his body. He's using his skating ability to really create chances and jump in the rush. And he's a great passer, so he's able to move the puck up the ice. So he's doing everything, and he's obviously playing a ton, and he's got a bunch of confidence. So it was great to see him get that one.
Well, I think the biggest area where we've improved in that regard, because you could take that statement and take it in all sorts of different directions. But
right.
The area where we wanted to make it harder in particular was to get to our net. So the defensive part of it and being above the puck and having numerical advantages, not just offensively but defensively, and prioritizing the net front. So that to me is the greatest area of growth, and the commitment to do it even at times when our offense hasn't been going the way we would like, or the way that more high-end offensive guys would expect. They haven't sacrificed that part of it, and it hasn't been perfect, but we've seen a lot of commitment in that area, and I think that's been the real foundation for the success we've had to this point.
Next up, we'll go to Kevin McGran, Toronto Star. Go ahead, Kevin.
Sheldon, I gather the Marlies are back officially now. I'm just curious how you're going to balance their needs with the guys on your taxi squad. What's the juggling act going to be to get those guys playing time if they can't play with you?
Yeah, we're having those conversations, Kyle and I, just to balance that, as you said. Just make sure that, you know, the players that we might need are available for us, but also at the same time recognizing that the development of our players is important, and to get the game action there, especially for those that haven't had much action. You know, and then of course, you know, there's the whole thing where, you know, despite the fact that you've got a taxi squad and they're benefiting from being around and in the meetings and around the team, they're not as game ready. You know, so the ability to play games, I think, is going to benefit us and the players. We have to manage that to make it all work for us to make sure that in the event that something happens, that we have players accessible that are ready to go. So it's a juggling act for sure, but we're having the conversations and we'll get it sorted out. And looks like they're going to start their season on the road, which obviously doesn't help us in terms of accessibility. So we've got to sort through those kind of things.